I created this website specifically with schools in mind. Here on the home page, I have a brief description of what AT is and why it's necessary in schools. Um, and up top, I have it broken down into teacher, OT, and SLPs. Under the teachers section, I have AT for reading. And I have this brief breakdown of why reading is so important and why it's so important for us to support students who do have a learning disability. Here we have reading strips. This can also fall under the OT category. It's for students who have difficulties with their visual tracking. Right here is a hyperlink to where they can buy it. Audible and YouTube are both great platforms for stories that to be read aloud for students who have difficulty reading but can follow along when someone is reading it aloud to them. And here we have Reader Q. It's a website that helps students to actively read through their texts. They can highlight their text and paraphrase, and it helps them take notes in a more meaningful way. Next, we have AT for writing. And these three options up here are all high-tech related options. Grammarly is pretty much automatically loaded onto Google products now, and it helps students check their grammar and their spelling. And WordQ is kind of like autocorrect or word prediction. And here we have Dragon Dictation, where students can speak their thoughts and it dictates it into the computer program. Down here we have the two no-tech options. The LegiGuides help students write with correct spacing and letter formation, and then graphic organizers help them break down and organize their thoughts. We have AT for math. And again, I've broken it down into the high-tech section right here. These are 4 different tools that you can find on the Chromebooks. And right here we have the talking calculators that help students who are blind or visually impaired access math curriculum. And our 2 no-tech options are graph papers and protractors. And moving into the OT section, we have AT for ADLs. And the 4 examples I give are the sock aid, the button hook with a zipper pull, a dressing stick, and adaptive utensils to help with independence for all students. Under AT for fine motor, I have twist and write pencils. These are a very common type of pencil found in schools, especially with students who are working with OTs. Slant boards that help promote wrist extension for proper grasp and finger flexion for students who are holding writing tools, and then adaptive scissors for students who can't quite hold scissors on their own yet. This is especially helpful for students who do have CP. And then AT in the classroom environment. This is one of my favorite pages, specifically because I believe in flexible seating in all classrooms. Here are several examples of flexible seating options, and then different videos to show how different classrooms have been utilizing flexible seating. Down here, I talk about where you can find these items and a little additional reading to show scientific or evidence as to why flexible seating is important. Under the SLP tab, we have the low to no tech AAC button. It starts with visuals. So we have the visual schedules that gives you the whole day, or we have a first and then option. Below this, we have the pacing board, which I use frequently with my students in speech therapy. They're a great way to elicit language and clarity of speech. Down here we have sign language. And this video, while it does contain some adult language, it shows some really fantastic signers and coders. And down here we have communication books and boards. PEX is the most common one that I've used, especially with kids who have autism. POD is a very common one found in the schools. And the eye gaze boards and talking mats I haven't used as much. And then we have the low-tech AAC devices. Ones that you can record your voice onto it, or a slightly higher tech eye gaze device right here, and single button switches. Then here we have the high-tech AAC devices. Here are a list of 6 different apps for the iPad. iPads are really easy to get, or I should say a little easier to get than a speech generating device, a dedicated device. ProLocal is the one that's most frequently found in schools. And I've also used Snap and Core First and Lamp Words for Life a lot as well. Cough Drop is nice because it does have some tracking software that allows you to see how much the device is being used, what words are being used, and it puts it into a nice little graph or chart for you. And then dedicated speech generating devices. Tobii Dynavox has several, as does PRC. And then here we have devices with alternate selection methods. The I series is Tobii Dynavox's iGaze series. I had the opportunity to work with this a lot this summer, and it's fascinating and amazing what you can do with just the blink of an eye. And here we have a scan and select method. And last, we have the AT for hearing impairments. And here's just some information about hearing impairments and why we need to address this in the classroom. Support, we have sound amplification. There are 2 types, the FM systems or the infrared and audio loop induction systems. Here's some articles about which ones to use. And then we also have real-time transcription that can be used in the classroom, and these are 3 different ones, CART being the most commonly used one. And here are a list of phone apps for people who are deaf or hard of hearing, and I've linked each one of them and provided a button for each one of them. This video is really helpful and gives you a clear idea about what each one does. And that's all I have.